Hey there, I'm Hendrik and it is wonderful to see you back in front of the screens over there. Today I want to talk about the F-Stop Gear Tilopa Backpack. That's this one right here. The Tilopa is an adventure sports photography backpack, so you can take this along climbing, ski touring, backpacking and all your other outdoor pursuits and carry your photography gear safely and easily accessible. Let's dive right in and see how that works. Before I dive into the gear talk, I need to disclose that I got this backpack and the ICUs for free. This did not influence my judgment and I'm completely transparent and honest about the backpack and what I like and don't like about it. And it's pretty cold over here, it's minus 15 degrees, so I think we're going back inside. As you can see around me here in my gear room, I have a lot of backpacks. I got backpacking and hiking backpacks. I've got a dedicated photography backpack. I've got a ski touring avalanche backpack. I've got a backpack for day hikes and smaller trips. And now I've got a Tilopa over here, which can do all of that and carry my camera gear safely. The secret to the Tilopa backpack is its ICU. That's an internal camera unit, and these come in different sizes. So depending on the camera gear you carry, you put another ICU in there. We will look at that in a moment. And on top of that, you can carry all the other gear you need, for example, for backpacking or ski touring with you in this backpack. Let's have a look at the ICU, how it fits into this backpack, and how it is the core of all F-Stop Gear backpacks, and which makes them such great adventure backpacks. So on one of my normal trips that I do throughout the year, so in the winter I usually go ski touring. That means I go on a day trip, start early in the morning, skin up the mountain, ski it back down, maybe skin up another mountain, ski it back down, and then I sleep in a hut or in a hotel or whatever. Or going backpacking, which means I carry my tent and sleeping bag and everything else in this backpack, plus the camera gear. The biggest problem on these trips is usually not the other gear that I know, because I've got that dialed in. I'm ultralight on the trail, carry less than 5 kilograms for all the stuff like kitchen, sleeping bag, tent and so on. The problem is to carry the camera gear in a safe manner, that it is protected from impacts if you, for example, are scrambling up a mountain or something like that, or from wetness in form of rain and snow. So if you're ski touring, you're in the snow, it can be really deep powder. You want to be sure that your gear in your pack stays dry and is not getting like compromised or gets wet and break. And the same is true on backpacking trips. So for example, as I was backpacking in Scotland last year, I was out for a week, and Scotland is Scotland, which means it's raining, and it can be raining horizontal like this. And yeah, you can't do really anything about it. Your gear needs to be really safely protected. I've had no problems with that in the past, because I usually just fell back on carrying backpacks that are really water resistant or waterproof, and also pack my gear really safely. So first up, there's of course a camera. Here's for example my really old Sony Nex 5N. I usually try to carry it very close to me with a Peak Design capture clip, because then I have the camera really close to me. In addition to the camera, which I usually carry outside at a strap, I often have an extra lens with me, and in this case this is a G Master 2470 2.8, and then I've got a little pocket with all the extra stuff that I need. So it's usually like a microphone, extra batteries, extra SD cards, and cables. So lots of extra stuff that you need and that I also want to keep safe and securely in one place. I also carry my DJI Mavic Pro. I have carried it the last almost 16 months, always in this case, because it has a little bit of padding. Of course it's quite heavy, and if you add in the packaging for the lens and the packaging for batteries, cables and stuff, then you got like three packages that are pretty heavy, and then you still have nothing to protect your camera with. So that's where the F-Stop Gear ICUs come in. So here we have what I have carried in the past on one side, and on the other side an F-Stop Gear ICU unit. This is the size Small Pro, And now I'm going to show you how I can fit all of this stuff in here, and I'm losing this and I gain more protection. So as you can see over here, I can store my DJI Mavic Pro drone, a really big lens, a camera, and batteries and cards and cables and stuff in this ICU unit with room to spare, and it is less bulky and lighter than these three that I've carried before. If I would buy or sew some sleeves for the batteries and SD cards, this would also be a little bit more organized than it is right now. But for the purpose of showing you that I can fit everything that was in these three plus my camera in one small unit, I think you can get the idea of what is possible with these. Also, you see, these are quite durable and very nicely padded, so I know my gear is safe in here. In the past, as I needed to get a battery or a new SD card, I wanted to take out the drone or switch the lens, I needed to get inside the backpack. That usually means opening it up like this at the front, opening the drawstring closure, digging through the stuff, getting the stuff out that I need, switch batteries, and then put everything back in and close everything back up so that it cannot get wet or get lost or whatever. Access to your photography gear with a Tilopa backpack is super easy. If you're carrying this pack, you just take it off your shoulders and put it down front first, which means the back panel stays up, it stays clean, there's not going to be any dirt on it that is then later going on your shirt or your jacket. Then you just open the zipper and then you can dive right into your ICU unit, which you have shoved into the backpack before you left. Now you have super fast access to all your camera gear, and it is a real time saver, and it makes getting the gear you're looking for so much easier than digging through your backpack out in the nature. Putting the ICU into your pack is super easy. The most convenient way is to shove it in via the very spacious top lid. You just open your ICU, fold over the front panel, and then shove it in to the pack. This is of course a little bit easier when the ICU is still empty, but as you see, this wasn't a big fight. Now there are tabs over here with which you can connect the ICU very safely to the pack, which means it's also not sliding around when you're not having a fully loaded backpack. Then you just close the lid and you're good to go. So as you see, this ICU unit in the backpack is amazing for photographers that are going outdoors with their gear. For fast access, it's safe, it's padded, it's protected, and it's very convenient and easy to access. Now these ICUs come in different sizes. This was a small Pro ICU. Over here I got a medium sloped ICU, so the back of it is a little bit sloped, which means if you put it into the bag, you have over here a little bit of extra space, which is quite useful for example, like clothing or stuff like that, that you want to fit in there if you don't need the full depth of these ICUs. Really useful with small cameras like the Sony A6500 or A7 III that I am shooting with. And yes, so I think these are really amazing. They also add a lot of versatility to your one backpack. So Right now this would be a setup I use for an adventure trip of a week of backpacking where I only carry a minimal amount of gear. If I go on a client production, I need a lot more gear. So then this kind of bigger ICU comes into play. I can put in a lot more lenses, a lot more other stuff that I need on the production side that I don't want to carry with me if I'm outside in the wilderness. So ICUs you just buy separately in addition to your pack. As you see, there's a lot of extra space over here in the Tilopa. It's a 50-liter backpack, so it's a really good size for somebody that wants to go for a week-long backpacking trip, carry his camera gear securely, which I've said a couple of times now, but also has to carry all the camping and backpacking gear. So let's fill this pack up with all the camping gear I usually would take, and you will see that this is an amazing pack for these kind of trips. So let's pack for a backpacking trip. I've got my puffy jacket over here, so I step that over here because it's a good place to put it. I got my sleeping pad that goes there. The quilt goes over here. I got a bivvy that goes there. A stove. My tarp and some food, and that's that. But the main compartment isn't everything that the Tilopa has to offer in terms of storage space. You've got a really big front pocket over here, which is ideal to carry, for example, a rain jacket or rain pants in here for really quick access. You also can carry your ice axe, really easily over here, and then it has on both sides zippered side pockets which are super spacious and which have this bellow over here. That's also ideal, for example, to carry a lot more food at the beginning of the trip, or your water, or a tripod. So I usually carry the tripod I'm having this camera mounted on right now in there. On top there's a really spacious lid pocket also, which also has a couple of compartments. So for example, this is a good space to carry extra batteries, and here you've got a key attachment possibility and a mesh pocket where you can also store cables really nicely. And on the inside you have another zippered mesh pocket over here where you could, for example, put your wallet and keys and maybe your phone or something like that. As you have seen, the Tilopa has a ton of straps which allows you to pack gear on the outside to the backpack, so you could carry a tripod and a slider over here, and you could carry a tent or a snowboard over here. Over here you have those clips with which you could carry your ice axes or trekking poles. These loops are also for these, and yeah, there's a ton of possibilities to attach gear externally to the backpack. So if you're carrying inside a lot of gear, be it camera gear or camera and backpacking or whatever gear, you still have the possibility to attach gear to the outside of the pack. And this being a super versatile pack, as you've seen, you also can carry your laptop up to 15-inch inside in the sleeve. It's a padded sleeve, so again you got protection for your laptop, and it's protected from bumps and other stuff. A little bit about the construction of the pack and the material used in it. So it has an Oxford weave ripstop nylon with an Advanta thermoplastic on top, which makes it really water resistant. So it's not waterproof, but it is highly water resistant, so you don't need to be afraid that water is seeping through. Zippers are YKK AquaGuard zippers on the top over here, and then you have got very durable and sturdy big zippers for the main compartment and the back panel. The back panel is an EVA molded back panel, so it's quite comfortable. It has a little bit of an air channel over here, So if you're not fully loaded with really heavy gear, this will provide a little bit of airflow between you and the back so that you're not sweating a lot. And the base over here, that is an Hypalon reinforced base that is also highly water resistant, so it protects the inside of your pack from moisture and wetness when you put the bag down like this. Well, this was my 3-month review of the F-Stop Gear Tilopa Backpack. If you've got any questions, please hit me up in the comments. I'm happy to answer right away about the backpack and about the ICUs and how to pack it for backpacking or ski touring or climbing or just going on an assignment with all your photography. Hey, thanks for watching. It was a pleasure that you used your time watching me about how I'm talking about this orange backpack here at my side. If you found it useful, hit that thumbs up button. It's really useful for me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then hit that subscribe button and also click the bell. That way you will never miss a video in the future. Alright, I think I'm going now out and photograph a little bit outside the stars and the sunset. So, thanks for watching. I see you the next time.